Presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are Detroit.
Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is presented by
Bell Tire.
It is an absolutely glorious day for baseball here in the Motor City, and today we're at Comerica Park in downtown Detroit. Final game in this series featuring the Kansas City Royals and the Detroit Tigers. Hi again, everyone, and welcome to Tigers Baseball. Mario and Pemba, Ron Allen, glad to have you with us for Game 3. Each team has a victory so far in this series, and Ron, we keep talking about the fact that all you got to do is win series, move on to the next. Hopefully the Tigers can do that today.
And that really comes into play when you're playing at home. The Tigers have a very good home record, and it's imperative for them to go out and win today. It's not going to be easy. They're going up against Yordano Ventura of the Kansas City Royals. This guy's got outstanding stuff.
But the Tigers have their own pretty good pitcher on the mound, and Michael Fulmer. I don't know about you, but I'm running out of good things to say about this kid. He's just been eye-opening so far this year.
Well, I can't wait to watch him go out there and do what he's been doing for his last 9 starts. He's given up no more than 1 run in his last 9 starts. He's doing stuff historically that no rookie has ever done. 9-2 with a 2.11 ERA. The fastball, it sits at about 95. It's electric. That's not where it ends, though. He's got a slide piece that's unhittable, and he's got an evolving changeup that's really helped him neutralize the left-handed bats. This guy has been marvelous in his first tour of duty in a Tigers uniform, and very easily could have been an all-star this year.
Speaking of easily could have been an all-star, Ian Kinsler fits that mold as well. Now, he's done a lot of things to help the Tigers in different ways the first 2 games.
Well, he's just a baller, Mario. Here's a guy who got 4 days off at the all-star break. He should have been in San Diego, but he came back with those fresh legs. On Friday night, he got it going real early. That was the first inning. He homered in his first at-bat after the break, and then a bunt single, and then some heads-up base running to score on this infield single off the bat of Victor Martinez. These are base running instincts you can't teach. And then on Saturday, he got it done once again, getting on base with a double down the left field line, scoring on a Maven base hit up the middle with real good base running instincts again, and he homered again for the 2nd consecutive night. This guy has come to play, and if he shows up like he showed up the last couple of days, the Tigers have a wonderful shot partner of taking this series against the Kansas City Royals, which they desperately need.
All right, that'll be the plan here today. We'll settle this series in just minutes. After a short break, we'll send you back to the Coliseum Studios. Check in with Johnny Kane. Today it's Sunday Fun Day. The Tigers trying to take 2 out of 3. Tigers KC next. Tigers take the field here this afternoon, looking to take 2 out of 3 in this series against the Kansas City Royals. Michael Fulmer is on the mound here this afternoon, and he is presented by Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical.
Second time that Fulmer has seen the Kansas City Royals this year. Earlier, he walked 4 Kansas City batters. Fastball gets up to 98 miles an hour. Outstanding slider, really good changeup. We'll see what adjustments Fulmer makes here today.
Here is the starting lineup for the Royals, presented by the Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. It'll be Escobar, Hosmer, and Morales in the top 3 spots. Salvador Perez is cleaning up. Gordon is in left. Orlando is in right. Chesler, Cuthbert, a 6-game hitting streak, is at third. Cologne and Dyson rounding it out for KC. And here we go. The first pitch is lined on 1 hop to the third baseman Castellanos, and just like that, Escobar is out.
Nothing due for Escobar when batting in that leadoff spot. He loves to swing at the very first pitch. Take a look at the Tigers' starting defense presented by Beaumont Health. Upton back in the outfield today. Maben in center. Collins, he slides over to right. Castellanos, Iglesias, Kinsler, Cabrera in the infield, and Jared Santalamacchia catching the day game this afternoon.
Justin Upton back with the ball club. Missed a couple of days on the bereavement list, and he is back out there in left field.
Escobar just about undressed Castellanos with that ground ball.
Here's a line drive right at the shortstop. Down to a knee goes Iglesias. 2 pitches and 2 hard hit outs.
Well, apparently we know the game plan that was given to the Kansas City Royals hitters by their hitting coach Dale Swain. Swing early, swing often. Do not allow the youngster Fulmer to get ahead of you.
That'll bring up Kendrys Morales. Nice play there by the shortstop Iglesias. So a couple of rockets off the bats of the Royals so far in this game. Here is Morales batting .254. And he looks at a strike called 0-1.
For Michael Fulmer, you have to love the fact that the Kansas City Royals have come out as aggressive here this afternoon as they have come. That will really help you in keeping your pitch count down.
The 0-1 pitch is fouled off, 0-2, and now Fulmer has an opportunity for a very quick inning.
And Michael Fulmer has been awfully fun to watch. In his last 9 starts, he has not given up more than 1 earned run in any of those 9 starts. He is on some kind of historic run.
0-2, the count stays on Kendrys Morales. Doug Fister in 2011 and 2012, the last starter to allow 1 earned run or fewer in 9 consecutive starts.
Fister was outstanding when he came over from Seattle, wasn't he?
He was great. That's line foul. I mean, he was quietly one of the best pitchers in the game for a stretch.
He threw some strikes. He had that built-in height advantage with the 6'8" frame, and he just threw a lot of sinkers, good curveballs, good changeups.
You know what else he did?
What did he do?
He worked quick.
Yeah, he did. I loved him.
Got it, threw it. Swing and a miss, and Fulmer comes out with a quick 1-2-3 inning. He needed just 7 pitches.
I see you, Michael Fulmer.
Here come the Tigers in the bottom of the first. Ian Kinsler will get things started for the Tigers. Their lineup today presented by the Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Kinsler, Maben, Cabrera, your top three. Miggy's still in search of his 1500th career RBI. Needs 2 more. Martinez, then Castellanos. Upton is in left. And your bottom 3, Collins, Saltalamacchia behind the dish. And Iglesias at short. And they are facing the right-handed slants of Yordano Ventura.
Tough assignment for the Tigers today against Ventura. Ventura has not lost to the Tigers in his major league career. He's got a fastball that gets up into the upper 90s. He also has a really good curveball. That's his out pitch. And he also has a really good changeup that he likes to throw to the left-handers. But he also will feature that pitch to the right-handed batters.
So the 25-year-old Ventura will go to work here against Kinsler. Ian, with a 3-game streak, has had a really good series, 4 out of 8. And the first one home is a strike on the outer edge. Kinsler's hit a couple of homers in this series. He also has a double. Home run total now at 18 on the year. He'll pop that one up. Left side of the infield. Escobar, the shortstop. 1 out.
Let's take a look at the Kansas City Royals defense. It is brought to you by Tim Hortons. In the outfield, left to right, they've got Gordon, Dyson, Orlando. Up the middle, they've got Escobar and Colon. Cuthbert, Hosmer on the corners, and Salvador Perez behind the plate. Is there a catcher in Major League Baseball that catches any more than Salvador Perez?
Day games after night games, right after the All-Star break, after he hits a couple of homers.
He never takes a day off, man.
He doesn't. He's behind there. He's a horse. There's a strike called on Maben. A little bit cloudy and overcast here today, so the sunlight, at least early on, is not going to be an issue. The lights are actually turned on here at the ballpark. The 0-1 sails high. 1 ball and 1 strike on Maben. Cameron 2 out of 7 of the series. 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Ventura is a native of the Dominican Republic, a 13-game winner last year. His ERA was north of 4, though. Now the 1-2. Line to center field. That's going to drop. Base hit. Maben with a solid single to center.
How good has Maben been right here at the crib? He's only had 1 game here since coming up from the minor leagues on that rehab assignment where he has not gotten at least 1 hit. He has been money at Comerica Park.
24 of 25 to be exact here at Comerica.
No longer trying to hit the ball out of the ballpark. Maben simply taking what the pitcher has been giving him, and that's a lot of base hits up the middle, a lot of base hits the opposite way.
Here is Miguel Cabrera.
They've got to get him going again.
Runner goes, and a 1-hopper hit right to second. This will be a double play.
Oh my goodness.
How bad is that? He hit a bullet right back up the middle with the runner going. Colon was covering second.
If it wasn't for bad luck, Miggy would not have no luck at all.
has eaten up the American League Central Division. Look at his numbers compared to the rest of Major League Baseball.
Kind of surprising because the Central's got some pretty good staffs. Tigers not so much this year, but in prior years, really good numbers against the Central.
And it'll be Perez to get it started here as Fulmer fires the strike.
You look at that Cleveland staff, real good staff.
Now Perez has shown why he is a guy that is going to be in a KC uniform a long time. He's had another really good year. Was an all-star again this year. No balls and 2 strikes. And Perez skies one. Slicing to the right side into foul ground. Kinsler covering a lot of ground again, gets over there to make the play. He's made that play a lot this year.
He's got a lot of range, and especially going in that direction. Very difficult play for Miguel Cabrera. And if Collins is not going to get there, so it's Ian Kinsler who calls off Miggy once again and makes the basket catch. Get an idea of how far he had to run for that baseball. Good baseball player. We talked about him at the top of the show. Man, has he had a great series.
Here is Alex Gordon batting .206 on the year, a season that has been interrupted with a broken wrist.
That is 5 for 5 in first pitch strikes already thrown by Fulmer. He is impressive. He is not afraid. Not afraid.
A 7-pitch first inning for both starters today. In fact, the first inning took 8 minutes to play. That's it. There's a foul straight back, and the count is 0-2 as Fulmer pumps in another strike.
In the perfect world, Fulmer probably wouldn't have gotten the ball until Tuesday against the Minnesota Twins, but the Tigers, from a pitching standpoint, starting pitching standpoint, they really had no other options, partner, so they had to run him back out there on Sunday, the 3rd game after the break.
There's a bouncer hit right to Miggy. Fulmer will cover, and there are 2 gone. Well, yeah, rarely do we live in the perfect world. So the Tigers, and of course they need to beat this Royals team too. So moving him up to that 3 spot out of the break certainly gives the Tigers a better shot.
I'm sure Brad will find ways to carve off a few innings here and there the remainder of the stretch for Fulmer. It's been well documented the fact they're going to watch his innings very closely the remainder of the season. This guy is hard to miss, man. Hard to take out of that rotation.
Yeah, I mean, I know what the numbers say and that you should really be careful with young pitchers, but I think Fulmer is a little bit of a different breed. He is a workhorse type guy.
You are absolutely right, partner. You took the words right out of my mouth. I mean, there are some rookies that you really have to watch. And then you have these guys like this with this kind of mindset that aren't afraid, that just continue to attack big league hitters like they've been in the big leagues for 5 years.
By the way, he still has not thrown one out of the strike zone. 14 straight strikes since starting this game, and there you go. There's his first ball.
Here come the tweets. Here they come.
I could have said that. I could have given you that stat 14 different times, and that would have been good.
That timeline is getting ready to light up.
But the 15th time he throws a ball. Here's a bunt.
Ooh, good bunt.
Ooh, man, good one. Fulmer. Quick throw, not in time. Man, that was close.
Orlando has been a really good baseball player for them. He doesn't hit for a whole lot of power, but he's got that world-class speed. This guy was a sprinter in Brazil in high school. You can see Fulmer slips, but that really didn't cost Orlando from getting the base hit. This guy can really get down that line.
So it's the first hit of the ball game for the Royals. Fulmer made that play a lot closer than I thought it was going to be.
Fulmer has demonstrated while on that mound that he can field that position. He keeps runners very close. It's nearly impossible to steal a base when Fulmer's on the mound, but we'll see what Orlando wants to do here because we've talked about the fact that he's got really good speed.
5 out of 6 this year for Paulo Orlando at first base. Fulmer chasing him back. No score. We're in the 2nd. A bunt single for Paulo Orlando. Cuthbert the batter. Missed it outside. 1-0 on Chesler Cuthbert. Enjoying a 6-game hitting streak. 3 for 9 in this series for the Royals third baseman. The 1-0.
Let's take one more look at the bunt by Orlando. From the time the ball makes contact with the bat, from the time his right foot gets on the bag, 3.2 seconds. 3.2 seconds, which is in an area where you don't see guys running down the line.
Here's the 1-1. Fouled straight back.
The average speed for a right-handed hitter running out of the batter's box on a swing is about 4.2. Obviously, with the bunt, you know, you get a little bit of a head start because you've got the 1 foot already going down in that direction because of the bunt. But still, 3.2 is awfully special.
1-2 on Cuthbert. Slap to right field. That ball slicing, and it's going to get over the head of Tyler Collins. Here comes Orlando to third base. They're going to send him home. Relay to the plate. He is in there safely. It's a double and an RBI for Cheslor Cuthbert. And the Royals lead 1-0.
And Cuthbert got himself a fastball at the top of the strike zone, a little tardy on the swing, and he slices the ball the opposite way. And by the time that Collins is able to get out there, pick it up, and get the ball to Miguel Cabrera with Orlando's speed running from first base, he's able to score rather easily. This guy can really fly.
Again, once Orlando rounded third, I thought this is going to be a close play at the plate. And he scored with ease.
You know, we were talking about this a little bit before the game regarding Michael Fulmer.
Here's a drive that's popped up into shallow center to the grass. Goes Iglesias, and that'll end the inning. We'll get to that point a little bit later, but right now it's 1-0 Royals.
Moment, let's introduce you to the stuff that Yordano Ventura features. He's got a fastball that gets up to 98 miles an hour, but that wipeout curveball holds the opposition to a 150 batting average, and he also has a changeup that he throws to the left-handers that comes off the fingertips very nicely and fades away to the left-handed batters. He's very good, and he's beaten the Tigers 6 times this year. Tigers definitely have their work cut out for them this afternoon.
Here are the career numbers: 6-0, 3.27 for Ventura against the Tigers.
But something's got to give, though, because he has a 5.67 ERA on the road, and he's lost 5 games.
I like that number much better.
I do. I like that one, too.
There's a strike called on Victor Martinez.
Give the people at home something to look forward to. Give them a little hope.
V-Mart just 174 this month. There's a wave and a miss.
There's that changeup.
0-2. By the way, I did a little checking between innings.
And?
Wait, let me double check here now. We're up to 20 Jinx tweets.
Oh, that timeline blew up. I told you it would.
He's thrown 14 straight strikes, I say. And there's ball. Ball 1. That'll bounce in 1-2 now on Victor Martinez.
Yeah, we got great fans out there, though.
They pay attention.
They pay attention.
Martinez batting .301. He's hit 17 home runs this year. Not really shifting him a whole lot.
And we talked about Ned Yost, the manager of the Kansas City Royals. He doesn't shift that much on any hitter in the big leagues.
Way outside, 2-2.
Victor does have a couple of career home runs against Ventura. And the only home runs that Ventura has given up in all of his starts against Tigers batters.
And Ventura just missed it outside. Full count now on Vibart. Castellanos and then Upton to follow.
Yeah, see if he wants to come back with another off-speed pitch or if he's going to challenge Victor with a fastball. Defense is starting to move over to right field like they're going to give him a fastball.
Swing and a miss. 95 on the gun there from Yordano Ventura. That'll be his first strikeout of the game. The field conditions today presented by Ace Hardware and the Scotts Company. How about 77 degrees? Not a whole lot of humidity either. Partly cloudy this afternoon.
Gorgeous day for baseball.
The sunshine starting to burn through the clouds now. Castellanos batting .299. Nick already a career high now with 17 home runs. Ventura missing low and away.
Nick has not had a lot of success against Ventura, but that could change right here. He's got himself in a fastball friendly count.
1-1.
And he throws him a changeup.
Ventura, for as much talent as he has lost 3 consecutive decisions, and his ERA in that span is north of 8. So they've been knocking him around lately. Here's the 1-1. Justin Upton will follow. We're in the bottom of the second.
I told you that the batting average against the Ventura changeup is right around 150 this year, and he's already thrown quite a few of those changeups.
3-1 on Castellanos.
Earlier in the year, Ventura was having an issue walking a lot of batters, but lately he's been controlling the baseball a little bit more, not nearly walking as many batters as he was at the beginning of the season.
Rolled to third, foul.
Here's those totals. First 8 starts. He was walking quite a few.
He was at over 4 walks per 9, but he has shaved a little bit off of that recently, as those numbers indicate. Just 7 walks in his last 8 starts. Full count, 3-2. Drilled toward left field. That ball is going to get down. It'll go to the wall. Gordon digs it up. Castellanos is on his way to second, and he just beat the throw. 1-out double for Nick Castellanos.
Here's the changeup once again thrown by Ventura. He had already thrown 3 changeups to Castellanos in the pitch sequence. So if you're Ventura, that probably was not the best pitch to throw. Good hitting here by Castellanos, driving the ball to the wall in left field. He knows he has to get on his horse because Gordon is probably the best left fielder in baseball. Makes an accurate throw, and Castellanos just ahead of the slide. Ahead of the tag, I should say.
Tigers have a chance to tie it up now. Alex Gordon has 70 assists in his career since moving to left. Upton looks at a strike.
He's also been a perennial Gold Glove winner at that position in left field, with the exception of last year where he was pretty much injured the whole season. That would be Gordon. But very few play that position as well as he.
Jay up batting .235. Back in the lineup for the Tigers today. He'll shoot a ground ball to short right at Escobar. Upton is out, and there are 2 gone. Runner holding at second base. In fact, Castellanos was diving back into the bag. That'll We'll bring up Tyler Collins.
Tyler Collins was only supposed to be here for 3 days while and Justin Upton was on the bereavement list, but the youngster Stephen Moya, Mario, was struggling so mightily offensively and defensively lately that his confidence was shot. They had to send him back down to the minor leagues.
Yeah, a lot was made about his defense, but even with the bat, he was not swinging it nearly as well as he was when he first came up. Collins showing bunt takes high.
And his confidence was just shaken with all the poor plays defensively. It had just taken its toll on him from an offensive standpoint, and that's the one thing you hate to see for a young player.
Collins, meanwhile, with a home run in the first game of the series to tie the game at 2. The Tigers eventually would win that game. 3 separate stints now for Tyler, up with the big club this year. This is his 3rd stint. 1-1. Little chopper slowly towards second. Cologne waits on the hop. Collins is out, and so are the Tigers. No runs, a double is stranded. 2 in the books here at Comerica. Go to the 3rd. Here is the Chevy Silverado most dependable player. We're going to go with Michael Fulmer here, who's smack dab in the middle of the American League Rookie of the Year conversation.
For me, I got him winning it right now. I know the kid in Texas got off to a really good start. That would be Mazzaro. He's kind of slowed down lately, and you also have that kid Naquin who's kind of going off. But for me, it would be Michael Fulmer.
I would agree with that. And Fulmer will have plenty of opportunities to make his case the rest of the way. Gerard Dyson will lead things off for the Royals. The 1-0 is low. 2-0 on the speedy Dyson. He'll be followed by Escobar and then Hosmer. Royals got an RBI double from Cuthbert in the 2nd. The 2-0 pitch. High, ball 3.
And Dyson getting the bulk of the playing time in center field with Lorenzo Cain being on the disabled list.
Here's the 3-0. And that's a strike. Dyson about to discard the bat. And then DJ Rayburn said, "Where are you going?"
DJ Rayburn, boy, sounds like he ought to be in New York tonight in the club. Spinning the 1s and 2s.
The 1s and 2s. There's ball 4. Leadoff man is on. Hey, let's check in with Johnny Kane now with the game break. All right, Johnny, thanks. Here it is Alcides Escobar standing in now after the leadoff walk to Dyson. And he pushes a bunt to first base. Cabrera is going to make the tag. Got two umpires looking at each other, and finally it's DJ Rayburn who says you're out.
Well, Bill Welke, the first base umpire, he was not going to make the call, although I thought he saw it. And usually when the ball does not go past the bag, it's the home plate umpire's decision to make that call. And finally, DJ Rayburn made the call. Nice sacrifice bunt here by Escobar, who has quite a few of those this season. Barely got him.
Oh, barely is right.
You've got to watch Dyson at second base. We gave you some of the numbers on him a couple of days ago. He steals third base quite frequently, so you have to be careful not to allow him to get too big a jump if you're Michael Fulmer.
Eric Hosmer is up there. He hit an absolute rocket his first time up right at the shortstop Iglesias. That 8 sacrifice bunts for Escobar is tops in the American League. And that sets up an RBI chance here for Hosmer. Checked it. They want the appeal. They don't get it though. Ball 1.
Hosmer having another really good season and batting .298. He's driven in 50 and really has acquitted himself, Mario, nicely to driving the ball the opposite way. A couple of years ago, a lot of teams started to shift on Hosmer as they did Moustakas, but he quickly changed that. He started driving the ball the other way, and now teams don't shift on him that much.
Here's the 1-1. Ground ball back up the middle. That'll get a run in. Dyson rounding third. He'll score with ease. Hosmer aggressively turning but holding, and that's a single and an RBI for Eric Hosmer.
That is the first base hit that Michael Fulmer has given up with a runner in scoring position since May 15th.
Whoa.
First hit with a runner in scoring position since Jonathan Scope, and got a base hit against him in Baltimore in the first inning of that game.
It's almost inconceivable.
It's an incredible stat.
No chance to throw out Dyson with his speed. He scores with ease. So now it's 2-0 KC. There's a ball outside to Kendrys Morales. It's also been a while since Fulmer has given up 2 earned runs in a start.
But you see the way that they're beating him today here, don't you? They're playing some small ball against him. The bunt single by Orlando. He came home to score on the base hit by Cuthbert.
There's a single to right field. Hosmer takes the turn. He's headed to third. And the throw by Collins is not in time. And now the Royals have their second hit of the inning and runners at first and third.
This is the kind of baseball the Royals have played the last couple of years. They're running the bases, going first to third, sacrifice bunts, putting a lot of pressure on the defense. They really haven't played this kind of baseball that much this season.
Royals now have 4 hits in this game. Now the Royals, in their only other appearance against Fulmer, Michael in that game went 5 2/3, gave up just 1 run. He walked 4 in that game, but struck out 5.
Yeah, that 4 in the base on balls column is the most that he's ever walked in any one game.
Here's Salvador Perez. Double play ball would look nice here. And Perez looks at a strike, 0-1. Popped up to the second baseman his first time up. Grounded foul down the third base line, 0-2.
Did you happen to catch this yesterday, Mario? Miguel Cabrera made a real nice play, grabbing the ball before it got down the right field line. And take a look at Perez at second base, cheering Miggy on, telling me, Miggy, nice play.
A little golf clap there.
Golf clap there.
The 0-2.
I thought that was hilarious when I saw that last night.
Well, We know that Cabrera loves to have fun. Apparently the same with Sal Perez.
I think Perez is going to be the biggest personality in the game once David Ortiz retires. He just seems like he has that same kind of personality where players just kind of gravitate to him. He's fun to be around.
Well, David Ortiz supposedly is retiring at the end of the year.
You're not buying it?
I don't know if I do. Ooh, check swing, and it just missed, and he held up.
He might be the MVP in the American League right now.
He might.
If the season would to end today, that would be Mr. Ortiz.
1-2 on Perez. First and third, 1 out. Swing and a miss, and Perez is out of there. Nasty pitch by Fulmer.
He's got a great slider. He also has the explosive fastball. He has a really good changeup. But when he has a right-handed batter up there and he wants to strike out, this is the pitch that he goes to. And you can see the depth and the break that he has on that slider. Just a really good pitch for Fulmer.
It's a big out. Now it gives Fulmer a shot to get out of this inning, allowing just the 1 run. Gordon stands in. He bounced out 3 unassisted his first time.
They've been swinging a lot early here today in first pitch strikes.
Ball 1 high. Royals already 4 hits in this game, and so far this year, opponents were batting just 153 against Fulmer in this park. Ball 2 high. Runner at third base and a runner at first. Hosmer and Morales. And the 2-0. 3 balls, no strikes. Got Paulo Orlando waiting on deck. 40 now for Fulmer. And a strike called on the outer edge. 3-1. Royals have beaten the Tigers 6 out of 9 this year. And they lead here today 2-0. There's another strike. Now it goes 3-2. It'll give Morales a head start at first base. Runner goes, and the 3-2 swing and a miss to strike him out. Fulmer comes back with strikeouts of Perez and Gordon, and the Royals settle for 1. It's 2-0 KC. Sports Detroit is brought to you by Comerica Bank. Raise your expectations of what a bank can be when it's time. Come to Comerica. Find your summer of fun with great deals at the Rams Summer Clearance Event. And by Kroger. Great day for baseball here in the Motor City. We're back at Comerica Park where the Royals have an early 2-0 lead on the Tigers. Yordano Ventura goes back to the hill. Saltalamacchia, Iglesias, and Kinsler facing the right-hander. And Salte looks at a ball outside. He's batting .203 on the year. Tigers got a base hit in the first and a double in the second, but failed to score. Has pounded back out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now the Royals do not shift Victor Martinez, but they do shift on Saltalamacchia to the right side. Here's the 1-1. 1-2.
I think the main reason for that, and I don't know for sure, but Victor will go the opposite way on occasion if there's a runner in scoring position, or if he wants to go that way, he has the ability to do it. I don't think Saltalamacchia really tries to go the opposite way very often, although he has gotten some hits in that direction.
Yeah, I do recall, and I can't remember what team it was against, but he came up with a big RBI hit late in a game because they were shifting on him.
Tampa, you see the shift here on Saltalamacchia. That's the reason for the shift.
Back to the screen, 2-2 the count stage.
Yeah, that game you're talking about was that game where the Tigers scored, what, 7 or 8 runs real late against Tampa, and Saltalamacchia hit a ball right to where the shortstop should have been standing, would have ended the game with a double play, but they had the shift on. He got a base hit. Tigers, of course, went on to win that game.
Down he goes via the strikeout, 1 away. A couple of punch outs now for Ventura. Hey, stay tuned to Tigers Live. Following the game, we'll select the Fox Sports Detroit Tigers player of the game, presented by McDonald's. Stop by for your breakfast favorites now being served all day. Here comes Iglesias. Ball 1 inside to Jose. 2 out of 4 in the series. He'll hit that one right over the head of a leaping Cuthbert into left. And Iglesias has a high bouncing single. That'll bring up Kinsler.
You don't usually see balls bounce this high off the dirt very early in a game because they water in front of home plate aggressively before the game starts. So usually when balls are hit like that, they don't get that kind of bounce, but Iglesias was able to hit one over the third baseman's head there.
Third hit of the ball game now for the Tigers. Kinsler popped up in his first at bat. Strike 1. Well, the Bernstein advantage brings us the pitcher batter matchup. Here are the numbers for Ian Kinsler, career against KC. Pretty good. 317, 19 long balls,
62 stakes too.
Good pickup by Perez. 1-1.
You always have to be aware of Perez, as we talked about on Friday night. If you're Iglesias at first base, you need to be careful. He loves to pick, and Eric Hosmer is outstanding down at first base.
They'll get back out of play, and the count goes 1-2 on Ian.
Take a look at Hosmer's glove here, man. I was kind of watching this the other night, and I meant to go ask him if that's the same glove he's been using for a couple of years, because it looks very worn. It doesn't look like a brand new glove. It looks like a glove he's probably been using since he's been winning those gold gloves.
There's a drive to left center field. That'll get down a base hit. And Iglesias will put on the brakes and hold up at second base.
Just a wonderful piece of hitting there by Ian Kinsler. Not a horrible pitch by Ventura. It's an off-speed pitch. It's at the bottom of the strike zone, but Ian Kinsler waited on it perfectly with great balance. Look at the concentration. He just goes down and gets it. It doesn't get any better other than that swing right there by Ian. Beautiful swing.
5 hits in the series now for Kinsler, so he's been on fire. Here is Maben, who singled to center field in his first at bat.
Yeah, just keep the line moving.
A little bit inside to Cameron. 1 ball, no strikes. Both clubs now with 4 hits. Maben 10 RBIs in his last 14 games. Bouncing ball left side, and it's into left field. Base hit. Iglesias will stop at third base. He is held there by Dave Clark, and they are loaded up.
There have been 2 base running plays in this particular inning where the Tigers have not been able to advance the extra base because of the throwing abilities of the outfielders. There's another changeup. He's given them a lot of hits on changeups, but Dave Clark on most left fielders would have sent Iglesias home, but not on Gordon. Gordon has a very quick release and a very accurate throwing arm, so why run into an out when you've got Miguel Cabrera coming into the batter's box? And the other play I was thinking of, Mario, was a base hit by Kinsler in the left center field. I thought Iglesias should have gotten to third base on that particular ball, but Dyson has 7 assists.
Agreed.
From left and from center field, so maybe they were a little afraid to run on him.
Well, now you've got him full here with Cabrera, who hit a ball sharply into a double play his first time up, and Miggy fouls it back out of play.
How many RBIs is he sitting on right now? 1498.
He needs 2 more to get to 1,500.
All right.
Right here?
Yep.
All right. Now Cabrera has Iglesias, Kinsler, and Maben on there.
He's been sitting on 498 too long.
They can all run. Grounded foul, and the count goes 0-2.
He's going to have to fight to do it, though.
Here's the big money encounter brought to you by Menards, and Cabrera, among Venezuelan-born players, is first on all of these lists.
You never say never, but there's a good chance that them ranks are going to stay just like that in Miguel's favor for a long, long, long time.
Rock solid. Here's the 0-2. Lofted toward right, but back out of play.
It's a good spoil right there by Miggy. You don't necessarily know whether DJ Rayburn's going to call that ball a strike, so you somehow have to foul it off, and Miguel's able to do that.
Michael Fulmer hoping for some support here. Miggy didn't offer it. That ball in the dirt, knocked down nicely by Salvador Perez. 1-2. Victor waiting on deck. Home is where Cabrera does his best work. .351 at home this year. And he got him, strike 3. Oh, Cabrera's fuming now. He'll just simply turn around, head back to the bench, but he is not happy.
It's a changeup. It's at the top of the strike zone. Until we get another look at it, we will not be able to determine whether Miguel has a beef or not, but apparently it caught the top of the strike zone.
Boy, Perez did a nice frame job on this one. Little pull down, and Rayburn bought it. Cabrera said that ball was high, but that's not the call, so there are 2 outs now. Here's Victor Martinez.
If you're the Tigers and you get yourself in a situation where there's runners on base, you can pretty much sit on the changeup that Ventura's throwing. He's thrown a lot of them in these situations.
Ooh, man.
You don't see Victor swing at balls like that very often. I mean, there's one thing to be sitting on a fastball, and if you get the fastball, swing at it, but you don't usually see Victor leave the strike zone like that.
Cabrera is still hot. Victor struck out in the second. That's a balk, and that's going to score a run.
Oh, what a gift run there.
Tigers will take that. That was immediately called. And it's a 2-1 ball game.
What a mental mistake there by Ventura. And Yost can't believe it.
Where was it?
I didn't see it. What did he do?
He held it.
He paused.
He certainly paused long enough. I'm not sure if there was a slight leg movement that we missed. So the Tigers get a run on the board. 2-1 ball game now.
Well, we'll take it.
And the count is 0-2 on Victor. There was no argument from anybody. Although Ned Yost has a quizzical look on his face. 0-2 on Martinez. Base hit here, scores 2 more. Swing and a miss. He struck him out, and that will end the inning. So 4 strikeouts for Ventura. The Tigers get a run on the block. Six AL championship team. Brandon Inge was celebrated last night. He threw out the first pitch. Man is in great shape.
Looks like he can still play.
Wow. JV caught the first pitch, and there's a Brandon with his 2 sons.
Kids getting big.
They are. They were just little tykes.
Justin Verlander has caught all the first pitches from his former teammates from that 2006 championship team.
I've noticed that. And last night, Inge, I think there's still a couple more to go. We've got Maglio coming back.
American League championship team, that is.
Paulo Orlando, the batter, and he slices one toward right field. It is going to go foul. 0-2 on Orlando. He'll be fouled by Cuthbert and then Colon.
And growing up wasn't even his main sport. And growing up in Brazil, a lot of soccer, a lot of track. Baseball just kind of fell in his lap. Turned out to be pretty good at it.
Well, it took a while for Orlando to get to the big leagues, but he made his debut last year after 9 seasons in the minors. Kinsler gets to it quickly, and Orlando is out. 1 gone. You may look back at this game before it's over, and the 2 at-bats that Fulmer had against the Royals with runners at first and third when he struck out Perez and Gordon may be the 2 biggest at-bats of this game.
Sign of a veteran pitcher, but the guy is a rookie. Runner on third, less than 2 outs to make those pitches that he made against those hitters.
There's a strike called on Cuthbert. Struck out Perez on a breaking ball. Then he came back to strike out Alex Gordon.
Got him on a changeup.
He fell behind 3-0 in that at bat. Cuthbert now with a 7-game hitting streak. They'll roll it foul. 1-2 on Chesler. Came into this ball game third among American League rookies in hits. Ground ball towards short. Iglesias moves over. 2 gone. Calling all Eastern Michigan University alumni, students and fans, get a Tigers hat and EMU colors and see the Tigers play the Twins this Tuesday at 7:10 p.m. Special ticket and hat package is available exclusively at tigers.com/EMU. 2 gone now. Here is Christian Colon. He looks at a strike. Colon popped up and is only at bat 0 for 1. Little bouncer back up the middle. Going to be a 1-2-3 inning for Michael Fulmer. Nice bounce back here in the 4th. Still 2-1 Royals. Time now for T-Mobile's greater coverage of baseball. After this one is complete, the Minnesota Twins are coming to town next, and Rod, for the most part, it's been a miserable year for the Twins.
Yeah, they took a step back, and they played very well last year. They thought they were going to be a better team. They would compete more in the Central, but it really hasn't been that way for Paul Molitor's Twinkies this season.
Velasco, Malone, and Santana, the 3 the Tigers will face. Castellanos rolls it to third, and Cuthbert throws him out.
I saw where the Minnesota Twins, they honored the former Tiger and former Minnesota Twin Torrey Hunter yesterday. He went into the Minnesota Twins Hall of Fame.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, he had a great day.
That's what it looks like in the Central. The Tigers did not lose any ground because Cleveland also lost last night. Justin Upton will stand in.
Cleveland cannot beat Minnesota.
I think he got 11 innings last night. The Twins did. I think they had a rain delay in like the 10th inning or 11th.
They did. I was watching a little bit of that game.
Yeah, that's never good. The Twins now have walked off the Indians 3 separate times this year. Upton shoots a ground ball to short, and it's going to get by Escobar. That'll be an error.
Escobar won a Gold Glove last year at the shortstop position, and he's pretty good at shortstop, but that time not able to handle that bullet hit off the bat of Justin Upton. It's the second time that Upton hit a ball sharply at Escobar today. That one jumped right off the heel of the glove and into center field.
So the tying run is on now for Tyler Collins. First error of the ball game.
That is the 11th error of the season already for Escobar.
Usually sure-handed. Collins grounded out 4-3 his first time up. And he'll look at a strike. Tyler 2 out of 8 in the series versus the Royals. There's the ball high, 2-1.
And through the first 50 pitches or so for Ventura. And about 60% with a fastball, 40% with the off-speed pitch. Not so many curveballs today. His changeup has been the off-speed pitch that he has gone to quite frequently in the first 3 innings.
Collins takes ball 3 low.
There was that changeup again.
Here's some numbers that the Tigers have had to go through here without J.D. Martinez. Their right fielders who have filled in since J.D. was on the DL, they're hitting only .226. Low on base percentage.
Tough to replace.
J.D. had a lot of power. Swing and a miss. Runner goes. Perez throws high. And he's out at second base.
Really?
Ooh, I don't know about this.
They're going to check it.
Yeah, and it didn't take long for Brad to say check that. I don't know how he could have been out unless he got him on the helmet. Throw for Perez clearly high. Well, we'll see. As the umpires check the replays, we will as well.
Looks safe to me.
Yeah, let's see.
Foot on the bag. No tag applied.
Did he come off?
Foot stays on the bag. Yeah, this won't take long.
No, and Brad immediately said check it, so this didn't take long for the Tigers to figure out.
I'm gonna write stolen base down.
I think you're pretty safe.
Which you don't write down very often with Salvador Perez behind the plate.
Yeah, that's not close. Stolen base. So the tying run now in scoring position.
That's the 6th steal of the season for Justin Upton. He's only been caught once.
That took less than a minute to decide. Here's the 3-2. Popped him up. Shallow left field. That's Gordon coming in. 2 outs. Take a base hit now from Saltalamacchia. Is it just me or the Tigers running a little bit more lately? Seem like they're pushing the envelope just a bit more. Upton getting that stolen base now with 6 out of 7. Here's Salty trying to drive him in. Swing and a miss, 0-1.
There's that changeup again. He has absolutely been fearless with this pitch. And it really doesn't matter what the count is. He's leading guys off with it. He's finishing guys off with it as well. Gonna get called by another balk there. That was a little quick there.
That was close.
You can see DJ Rayburn watching him closely. Look how quickly he goes here.
Swing and a miss.
That's
1-2.
Easy 95 right there.
You know, the pure stuff of Ventura, I mean, with all of his pitches, just makes you think, man, this guy is going to be a huge winner. But the numbers have, you know, they've just been good, not great.
No, they haven't. I agree with you 100%. The stuff that he has would indicate that he would be much, much better than what he has been.
Down he goes. Ventura reaching back for 97. That'll be it for the Tigers here in the fourth.
Let's take a look at the big boys, big plays of the game. Here's a clear sign of maturation by a young pitcher in Michael Fulmer. Runner on first and third, less than 2 outs, outstanding slider to get Perez, and then he comes back with an unhittable changeup to Alex Gordon, buried at the bottom of the strike zone to get 2 strikeouts to get himself out of that jam.
Gerard Dyson leads it off. He had himself a walk to get it started back in the third, eventually scored a run.
I guarantee you Michael Fulmer probably would tell you last year if he was in that same situation, he'd probably try to throw a fastball right by guys. But now with that changeup and the off-speed pitches and the confidence in throwing those pitches, he knows how to take a little bit off in pressured situations, high leverage situations.
We've also said throughout the course of the first half that we'll see how Michael does when he starts to face teams a second and third time. It's the second time he's gotten the Royals this year. There's a strike, 2-1.
Give the Royals some credit. They know that Fulmer has outstanding stuff, and usually he's not going to give up 3 and 4 hits in any one inning. So they have played some small ball here today to put 2 runs on the board against Fulmer.
And part of that small ball was a walk to Dyson, a sacrifice by Escobar, and a base hit by Hosmer in the third to get their second run in. Here's the 2-2. Dyson shoots one up the middle on the ground, and Iglesias will throw him out, 1 away. Hey, just a reminder to enjoy a cold one to look forward to Miller time later in today's game, brought to you by Miller Lite. Here is Alcides Escobar. Sack bunt and a ground out. Escobar batting in the leadoff slot in this game. Whit Merrifield had been batting leadoff for the Royals, but he has struggled. 1-0 is fouled back. 1-1. Escobar is the only Royal that has played every game this year. At a very demanding position, the shortstop position. Outside, 2-1.
Lots of really good shortstops in the American League. Escobar kind of reminds you of Alexi Ramirez, who played just about every day for the White Sox while he was wearing their uniform.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I mean, it's one thing to go out there every day, but to do that at that position, awfully demanding.
Yeah, similar skill set, same type of body.
Here's the 2-2. Little pop-up, shallow right field. Collins is under it. 2 gone. It'll bring up Hosmer.
Back in 2008 at American Heritage High School in Florida, Nick Castellanos and Eric Hosmer were teammates. Hosmer was a senior on that team. Castellanos was a freshman. Dayton Moore, the general manager of the Kansas City Royals, told me a story. He said they went down there to watch Hosmer play.
There's a ground ball to second. We're going to have to hold that story.
That's terrible.
Only Vince Scully gets away with stuff like that.
Why would he swing at the first? I dare he.
As we go to the bottom of the 5th inning, Jose Iglesias will get things started. And hey, there's the Iglesias bobblehead.
Hey, you got a couple of them up there.
They're playing catch, apparently.
Well, apparently he's trying to give him some mojo.
Iggy to be followed by Kinsler and Maben. The first one is rolled to the left side of the infield. Escobar. And his throw just beat him by a half a step.
Iglesias gets down the line as well as most right-handers in the American League. So if you're Escobar, the shortstop, you know that. He really had to hurry and make a strong throw to get Iglesias. Wanted to finish that story on Hosmer and Castellanos, who played high school ball together. I told you that Hosmer was a senior that year. Castellanos was a freshman. Dayton Moore was down there watching Hosmer. They knew he was going to be a #1 draft choice, but he said he came away very impressed with Castellanos that day. Castellanos hit 2 home runs that day, that everybody was there to watch Hosmer. So if you're a freshman and you do that with that many scouts in attendance, guess what? You put yourself on the map right away.
How many times have you heard that story where one guy is being scouted, but the other guy has a good game too, and all of a sudden he's on the map?
You see it all the time. I saw that, as a matter of fact, when I was scouting one year, and I only did it for 1 year. I went to go watch Travis Lee play at San Diego State. Travis Lee was a stud.
First baseman?
When he played in college, yes. And Robert Fick. I mean, what's Fick? Robert Fick.
Robert Fick
was on the same team.
Right.
I came away so impressed with Robert Fick. I mean, yes, Travis Lee was a good player, but Robert Fick just had an outstanding day the day that I was there. And of course, he got drafted too.
What lazy play there by Ventura, and he was, fortunately for him, backed up by Colon.
So you're absolutely right. Sometimes when the scout goes to watch another player, a guy that's going to get drafted, every now and then somebody else on the team catches your eye.
Right. Robert Fick went on to have a decent major league career.
He did. He caught my eye that day.
Well, Castellanos has really blossomed this year. Now Hosmer we know has for the past couple of years, but Nick now has taken it to the next level.
Meanwhile, Ventura is doing here today against the Tigers that he has done in his previous 7 starts. And that's pretty much shut him down. That fastball right there, 98 miles an hour. Where in the world does he get it from?
I don't know. I have no idea. Maben, who is 2 out of 2, stands in with the bases empty. Some guys are just physical freaks. You can't figure out where they get the power. He's got a slight build, but he's got electricity in that right shoulder. Here's the 0-2, and it's low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One run on 5 hits for the Tigers this afternoon. That's it. Royals lead 2-1. There's a foul ball.
Ooh, barely foul.
He almost went 3 for 3.
Big Carapazzi, he's all over it, isn't he?
Wasn't going to miss that.
He didn't get it. You can't get a better look.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out.
That change piece is dirty.
A 1-2-3 5th inning. That's going to give him 6 strikeouts in the ball game.
Have used some small ball here today to take the lead over the Tigers. That's a bunt base hit by Orlando, then a double the opposite way. Orlando able to score on this double, and then you have in the 3rd inning a walk here, sacrifice bunt. Then you've got a base hit by Eric Hosmer. First hit that Fulmer has given up with a runner in scoring position in 2.5 months.
Well, he's going to go back to work here in the 6th. He's got Morales, Perez, and Gordon.
Very few teams have the ability to do what the Royals can do, and that's they can play some big ball if they need to, because they do have some power hitters, but they can also beat you with their legs.
There's a ground ball right to the first baseman Cabrera, and Fulmer continues to get his ground ball outs 1 away. Time for a game break now. Here's Johnny Kane. All right, Johnny, Dylan Bundy, big-time prospect.
He is, and they're counting on him the second half of the season. They're going to give him an opportunity to help stabilize that Baltimore rotation, which they need to do if they're going to continue to hold off the Boston Red Sox.
Kevin Gausman came up and gave them some help in, was it the 13 season, I believe it was?
Yeah, his stuff is electric.
Or the 14 season, I guess, when the Orioles beat The Tigers in the ALDS.
What do you got on the East? Who you like in the East?
You know, I was about to ask you the same question. I just don't know that Baltimore has enough starting pitching. Boston is right there, 2 games back. Toronto 4 games back. I don't know. It's going to be good.
I like Boston from the simple fact that that offense is just built to win for one.
Chopped to third base for Castellanos.
And apparently they've opened up the pocketbooks to Dave Dombrowski as well, because he just continues to make deal after deal leading up to the trade deadline to try to bolster their club.
Yeah, and the other thing about the Red Sox is their minor leagues are loaded. So they've got plenty of trade pieces. And they've used a couple of them already. One to get Drew Pomeranz.
They gave up their #1 prospect, didn't they?
Yep. Which
that means it's going to be hard to acquire some pitching here at the trade deadline. There's really not that many guys out there.
Agreed. And I think that's probably why you had to give up a #1 to get a guy like Pomeranz, who's had a nice year this year, but
out of nowhere. But it's the only time he's really showed up.
Agreed. Gordon, the batter. Shoot one on the ground to the right side, off of Cabrera into short center field, and Gordon is on.
Sometimes because Miguel plays so far off the line, that balls that Kinsler can catch, and Miggy, if he went back to first base, would be easier out, sometimes get played into base hits like this.
It'll be a base hit for Gordon.
And take a look at Miguel. He's already off the line. Now run it. He's going to go over in front of Kinsler, and Kinsler's going to come into play right there. Kinsler would have made that play, but Miggy's so far off the line that he went for it.
Orlando swings and misses.
I was watching the game last night, and it was a similar play where Miguel went over and made a really nice play, and he was able to get the ball and get it to Pelfrey to get the out at first base.
Fulmer had been on a nice little roll prior to that base hit. That's going to get through, and to the backstop it goes. Saltalamacchia can't knock it down. Advance Gordon to second. Probably a wild pitch.
It could go either way, though.
Still waiting on the official call. Fulmer had retired 10 straight prior to the single by Gordon. Wild pitch is the call.
Yeah, believe it or not, that is the first wild pitch that Fulmer has thrown all season. #1.
Fulmer earlier this year had that 33 1/3 scoreless inning streak. Another feather in his cap in his rookie season. Little pop-up foul back out of play. And you really wonder, it seems like there's one guy every year, Rod, but you wonder where the Tigers would be without Fulmer based on the injuries and some guys not performing this year in the rotation.
It would be very difficult for them to be where they are at in the standings. That much we do now, because he has stabilized at least 1/5 of that rotation, being able to take the ball every 5th day and going out and giving the team a legitimate opportunity of winning the game.
Way high, and the count fills now 3-2.
And we'll see what he goes through here. He has the ability to throw the changeup and the breaking ball in this count if he chooses to do so. If he throws a fastball, more than likely Orlando is going to put it in play, but a breaking ball will probably get him a strikeout.
Up to 75 now, pitch count.
It would be the 4th strikeout of the afternoon for Michael.
Little chopper to second base. That'll work. Kinsler throws him out. And the side retired. No runs, a hit. 1 man left.
by pitch. One of the biggest at-bats of the game came in the third inning. It was Ventura against Miguel Cabrera. Ventura went right after Miguel. Cabrera was soft stuff early. All soft stuff, as a matter of fact, in the first 5 pitches. And he finally finished Miggy off with a changeup at the top of the strike zone that Perez, the catcher, was able to frame beautifully and brought back in the strike zone to get the call from the home plate umpire, DJ Rayburn.
So it'll be Cabrera to lead it off, then Martinez and Castellanos facing Ventura. First one grounded to short. Escobar gobbles it up. And Miggy now is 0 for 3, 1 gone. 1 pitch, 1 out for Ventura.
If you weren't with us earlier, we told you that this season on the road for Ventura, his ERA is over 5.5, and he's won 2 games and lost 5 games away from Kauffman Stadium. But pitching well again here today against the Tigers.
Yeah, he came in 6-0 versus Detroit over his career. Martinez, 2 strikeouts in this game. Ventura really, has only one thing to look back at, and that was his own mistake. He balked, apparently, with the bases loaded, to drive in a run back in the third. We looked at some of the replays on it. Didn't seem like he balked, but he did, and that got the Tigers' only run in so far. It'll dive in for a strike, 1-1.
And Ned Yost has a little bit more of a shift on Victor this time up. Alcides Escobar, the shortstop, he is on the right side of the infield along with Colon and Hosmer, the first baseman.
Swing and a miss. Now I wonder why they would do that in his third at bat, and not his previous two.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is and why they do sometimes they move in counts. But this time electing to shift on Victor the way that most teams do.
1-2 on Martinez, and he takes it high and away. Castellanos waiting on deck. Royals got 1 in the second, 1 in the third. Tigers answered with 1 in the third. Bouncer right back into the shift to the second baseman, Colon. 2 gone. A couple of ground ball outs. Saturday, Major League Baseball on FS1 is back with a big-time doubleheader. All-star backstop Buster Posey and the Giants battle Mark Teixeira and the Yankees. Then the Rangers tangle with the Royals in a game that can only be seen on FS1. Action begins at 4 p.m. Eastern on FS1, or watch it live on Fox Sports Go.
Now, Royals would turn right around and go back home and have a very lengthy homestand.
There's a drive into right center, base hit, maybe more. Castellanos takes an aggressive turn. He'll go to second. He may go for 3. He's going to take the turn and go to third. Here's the throw. It is not in time, and Castellanos is at third with 2 outs. Another extra base hit for Nick.
That is the 4th triple of the season for Nick Castellanos, and he really does not run all that well, but he went up there sitting on a softer pitch, off-speed pitch, and he gets one and hits the ball into right center field. He was thinking 2 out of the batter's box, but he started to slow down once he got to second base, and then he realized the ball was mishandled, and then he had to get over to third base, which he was able to do.
There's the slight bobble by Orlando. Now with 2 outs, here is Upton, tying run at third, and Jay Up looks at ball 1. A couple of hard hit balls to the shortstop for Upton in this game. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss.
He has been fearless with that changeup today. The only one that's really hit it has been Castellanos and Kinsler.
Right. Kinsler had a base hit back in the third. Nick has a double and a triple. Oh, that one's going to get away from Perez, and that'll score the tying run. He bounced one in, and fortunately it popped straight up. It is a 2-2 game.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Ventura. He has balked in 1 run here today, and a wild pitch gets the Tigers their 2nd run of the afternoon.
Well, that happened quickly.
And Perez is outstanding at blocking balls behind the plate, but not able to help him out here with this curveball.
So Castellanos with a 2-out triple, and then he scores on a wild pitch.
You know what they say, partner? It is better to be lucky than good.
Yep, take him any way you can get him. 2-2 on Upton. Ooh, look out. Backed him out of there. 3-2.
So that bobble in the outfield by Orlando, their right fielder, turns out to be huge, because otherwise Castellanos would have been at second base.
The little things.
That's why they always tell you, if you can get to third base with 2 outs, any way you can get there, just get there.
And there's a rocket right back to the second baseman, Colon.
He's hit 3 balls right on the screws today, Justin Upton.
Tigers have tied it up at 2. Sports Detroit is brought to you by Bell Tire. Get the lowest tire price, period. Bell Tire. And by Chevrolet, more than you expect for less than you imagine. Back here in Comerica Park, back to work we go. Brand new ball game now. 2-2 is our score as Chesler Cuthbert leads it off. Michael Fulmer back out there. Castellanos tripled with 2 outs and scored on a wild pitch. There's a strike on the outer edge, 0-2.
And this is exactly what Brad needed out of Michael Fulmer this afternoon. They needed him to pitch into the 7th inning, which he has done, especially with Pelfrey only pitching 1 2/3 innings yesterday. But Brad said before the game today, but the bullpen is pretty much intact with the exception of Mulliken. Everybody down there is usable.
Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Another strikeout.
That is something else that Fulmer has done, Mario, this year in starts where they really needed him to go out and to pitch deep in games. As we look at this curveball, the slider actually for strike 3, he's been able to do so. Because there has been some starts where the other starters haven't gone deep and Brad has had to use the bullpen a lot in the day before he starts. But he's been able to go out and get that bullpen right back in shape again.
Yeah, the only time he was unable to do it was 3 starts ago against Seattle when he went 4 1/3, and that was because he felt a little lightheaded, some dizziness. Otherwise, 6, 7, and beyond. 1-1 on Christian Colon.
Pitch count is in outstanding shape. He's only thrown 82. More than likely, this will be his last inning.
Cologne pop up and a ground out. On the ground to first base, and Cabrera has it there. 2 up, 2 down. Now Jarrod Dyson.
Here's our high-speed pitch, and it is brought to you by Xfinity. And Michael Fulmer has gotten all the way up to 97 miles an hour and has gone as low as 85 with the breaking ball. And he and Castellanos are talking about a possible bunt. And down the third baseline by Dyson, who will take it. A lot of times just having a conversation like that, Mario, with Dyson getting ready to go into the batter's box will sometimes deter that hitter away from maybe bunting if he was thinking about bunting, just by them having that little conversation there.
Yeah, Nick positioning himself rather on the grass, trying to take it away from Dyson, who walked and scored earlier in the game. And no sign of bunt on the first 2, and he's gone to 1-1. The air toward left field, slicing. Upton is on the move. Foul ground, reaching, and Justin Upton hauls it in.
7 really good innings and by Michael Fulmer here today.
1, 2, 3, go the Royals. And coming up, the Consumers Energy 7th inning stretch. Castellanos with a big game today, 2 out of 3, double, triple, and he has scored a run. Ventura, he's been pretty good. He's had himself a balk in this game and a wild pitch to score a couple of runs. And well, Michael Fulmer, we know what his numbers are like. He has done terrific work here today. And Rod, when you look at this ball game this afternoon, you continue to just watch Michael Fulmer pitch in wonderment. I mean, this guy just start after start after start gives the Tigers quality work.
Well, he pitches well beyond his years. That much we do know. He's got electric stuff. Fastball gets all the way up to 95 miles an hour. You have to give the Royals some credit here. They played some small ball to score a couple of runs here today. But more importantly for me, that third inning with a runner on third, him able to get those 2 strikeouts, just very impressive.
Yeah, Nick Castellanos, big game. We talked about the fact that he's had a double and a triple. And now as we see the game of baseball getting to the later months of the summer now, he is not slowing down.
You know what he's able to do, though? He's able to slow the game down, which is very, very important for him. And it takes a couple of years for young players to be able to do that. But Castellanos has been special this year. Lots of first pitch strikes, not leaving the strike zone as frequently as he did in his first couple of years in the big leagues. And I think finally he belongs, and he feels like he belongs in the big leagues. He very easily could have been an all-star this year himself, that being Nick Castellanos.
Yeah, no doubt. His numbers were that good, and he's been a big part of this one here today. It is a 2-2 contest. As we go to the bottom of the 7th inning, we'll see if the Tigers now can break this tie as Tyler Collins stands in. Bottom 3 coming up against Ventura. It's Collins, Saltalamacchia, and Iglesias. Ventura's first pitch is outside. His pitch count has been in good shape most of the afternoon as well. That was just his 83rd of the game.
2 outstanding young right-handers in the game today. Ventura for them, and of course Michael Fulmer for Detroit. No activity in the Tigers bullpen. I guess Fulmer might be going back out there for the 8th, partner.
Might as well. 87 pitches. There's a ground ball foul.
You were talking about this a little earlier in the contest. Tigers were trailing going into the 7th inning on Friday by 1, and here comes Collins. He got a hanging breaking ball from Luke Hochevar. That would tie the score. Tigers would go on to score a couple of more runs in that inning against Hochevar and get the win.
2 balls and 2 strikes on Collins. Tyler tried to get out of the way, and the ball hit his bat. 2 for 9 in the series for Collins. And he just missed it outside. Ooh, Ventura with his hands on his hips out there. Not good body language for the home plate ump.
No, he hadn't been here that long. Not long enough to put your hands on your hips like that.
Not at all. Here's the 3-2. Drilled in the air to center field. Dyson is on the move. Still going back, and he'll run it down right in front of the wall. Collins put a charge into that one, but the speedy Dyson said no dice.
Dyson took a direct route to get to that ball to run it down in the left center field gap, which is exactly what you need to do if you're going to make a play, and where you have to run that far to get there. He probably just loves playing at Comerica Park with all that pasture out there to roam.
Well, they made that one look easy. 1 gone. Here is Saltalamacchia.
Making a fashion statement with those glasses, too.
Thinking about that. How's that helping him out with the sun?
I know you were.
Well, you better not drop a ball in the sun wearing them like that. There's a strike called on Salty. 1 ball, 1 strike. Foul back 1-2. Saltalamacchia has struck out twice in this game against Ventura. Tigers fell behind 2-0, scored 1 on a balk and another on a wild pitch to tie this one up. Fouled away. Just off the plate, 1-2, and again Ventura thought he had a strike 3 there.
Well, Perez does such a magnificent job of pulling that ball back up into the strike zone. They call it framing, and very few are as good as he in the American League. And balls that are a couple of inches off the plate, he pulls them back into the strike zone in a manner where he gets a lot of calls from the home plate umpire.
Missed again, 3-2 as Ventura snatches the baseball back. Iglesias waiting on deck. Fouled away. Saltalamacchia this year with 8 home runs, but many of those came in the first 2 months of the season. And he walked him. Ventura issues the 1-out walk. Hey, the Tigers host the Astros Friday, July 29th at 7:10. Nate Robertson participates in a pregame Q&A session, part of the season-long celebration of the 10th anniversary of the '06 Tigers AL champs. Visit Tigers.com or call 866-66-TIGER. Gum time coming back to town.
There's really no team in baseball that has been as hot as the Astros the last couple of months. That team had a miserable April, but in May and June and parts of July, they have been on fire.
Yeah, they were buried early. They're now 7 over the 500 mark. Iglesias is 1 for 2. Ground ball, base hit right field. Saltalamacchia going to second. He'll stop there. And now the Tigers in business here with 2 men on. That'll bring up Kinsler. Also going to get a visit to the mound now for the Royals with 2 on and the top of the order coming up. And now some activity as well in the bullpen.
Here is the Magic Moonshot presented by Magic Window. We told you that Ian Kinsler's had a great series on Friday night. He opened up the first half in his first at-bat with a home run. That was against Ian Kennedy, and then in last night's contest, he also homered. This would be the 3rd inning against Danny Duffy, the left-hander of the Kansas City Royals. 18 homers now this year for Ian Kinsler.
So the Tigers have got the crowd back into this game now with 2 on and 1 out. Kinsler shoots a base hit to left. Saltalamacchia will stop at 3rd, and they're loaded up. A walk, a single, a single.
You cannot throw a fastball by Ian Kinsler these days. He's thinking, and he's as fastball happy as he used to be when he played his first 10 years in the big leagues for Texas. Look at the approach here. Just a very short, quick, compact swing. No wasted motion whatsoever. He's dialed in.
Dialed in is right. That is another multi-hit game for Kinsler.
If you're a Maven, you know on one of the first couple of pitches in this particular situation, Ventura is going to throw you an off-speed pitch. If you want to sit on it early, you can do so.
35 multi-hit games for Kinsler to set up Maven, who looks at a ball. The 100 pitch of the afternoon was a 95-mile-an-hour fastball from Ventura. Salty, Iglesias, and Kinsler aboard. Two 2-0. Fulmer has done his part today. Justin Wilson heating up in the Detroit bullpen. Bouncing ball to short, could be 2. There's a 6, a 4, and a 3. How about that? A double play ball from Cameron Maben to end the inning. Still tied at 2. Tigers baseball presented by Bell Tire. Michael Fulmer will answer the bell. He is going to pitch here in the 8th.
And Michael's line today, 7 innings pitched. He's only given up 5 hits, 2 earned runs. As a matter of fact, it's the first time that Fulmer has given up 2 earned runs in a game in his last 10 starts.
And this will be the first time that they've allowed Fulmer to go into the 8th inning since the end of May.
And Brad showing a tremendous amount of confidence in Fulmer here today, allowing him to go up against the Kansas City Royals offense for the 4th time in this contest.
It'll be the leadoff man Escobar who leads it off and drills one toward left field. Upton coming over, and a 1-pitch out here in the 8th.
And very few times this season has Fulmer been able to face the opposition 4 times in one game.
Here is Eric Hosmer. Hosmer had an RBI single in the 3rd. That gave the Royals a 2-0 lead, which has since disappeared. Royals have been limited to 5 hits in this game, and Hosmer takes a strike at the belt.
And Fulmer only needed 11 pitches to complete the 7th inning, so I guess that's what allowed him to go back out for the 8th.
Ooh, that one just missed.
Only one stressful inning. That was back in the 3rd.
Ooh, big swing there by Hosmer, swinging for the downs.
He was going to swing no matter what. He does not get cheated, especially when he gets himself in a fastball count, but he got a slider there.
Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Down he goes, and down goes the home plate umpire Rayburn. And DJ Rayburn is on the ground. That ball got through Saltalamacchia. Hosmer is out via the strikeout, and Rayburn is hurt.
Where'd he get him in the neck?
Looking like that's where he's holding the throat, maybe.
This changeup bounced right over the glove of Saltalamacchia, right underneath into the neck of DJ Rayburn, and he went down immediately.
Well, he's on his feet right now, so that's good news. Kevin Rand is out to take a look at DJ Rayburn. Well, you get it right in the throat, man. It's hard to catch your breath. It takes some doing to get through the catcher and then sneak under the lip of the mask and hit you in the throat.
And Kevin's got a little smile on his face now, so DJ must be okay.
Ooh. Spinning the 1s and 2s is far less dangerous.
You got that right.
For DJ Rayburn.
I was thinking about that. He better get up. He's got a club event tonight.
Meanwhile, Kevin making sure he can continue in this game. And Rayburn is going to continue. So there are 2 outs, and Fulmer now will face Kendrys Morales. Meanwhile, Fulmer just cruising along, man. That's 92 pitches now on the afternoon.
I know the guy in the on deck, Sick Road, is very dangerous in Perez, but you make sure you have to keep Morales in the ballpark. He has 15 homers this year. You cannot groove anything to him if you're Michael Fulmer.
Ball one.
Even if you walk him, it's not the end of the world.
Castellanos playing in short right field. They play the shift on against Morales. And he'll shoot one back up the middle into center field, a base hit. It'll be a 2-out single for Kenrys Morales. It'll be the 6th hit of the day. Hey, follow Tigers Baseball live with MLB.com at bat. Stay up to the moment at any moment with game day, live game video highlights, StatCast news, and more. Download MLB.com at bat, the #1 app for live baseball on your phone or tablet. Wilson warming up in the Detroit bullpen. And Perez lofts one in the air toward left center field. That'll stay in the ballpark. Maven is under it, and the inning is over. Man, oh man, what an effort today for Michael Fulmer. No runs, a hit, 1 left. Go to the bottom of the 8th. All tied up at 2 in this one as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning here on a glorious day for baseball in the Motor City. Tigers and Royals, and it's a wall side windows pitching change. Kelvin Herrera is on now for KC.
He's got dominant stuff. You can see what he's been able to do this year against right-handed batters. They're hitting only 160 against Herrera. His fastball gets up to 100 miles an hour. He also has a slider and a changeup of his first 3 pitches that he likes to use, and he also features a changeup.
Herrera is tied for the major league lead in holds with 21.
He was an all-star again this year for Ned Yost, who managed the all-star team.
Cabrera takes a rip and fouls a 97-mile-an-hour fastball back.
Over the years, he and Miguel Cabrera have had some classic, and I mean classic, confrontations. Most of those Herrera has won.
Miggy, then Martinez, and Castellanos. There's a check swing that missed. 2 runs on 8 hits for the Tigers. 2 runs, 6 hits for KC.
Herrera was able to close out a game while Wade Davis was on the disabled list. As a matter of fact, it was Herrera's first save that he got just a few days ago. First save since 2013. It's a nice luxury to have, though, Mario. You have a couple of your closers go down, then you have this guy Herrera sitting there with a little bit of closing experience that has a 100-mile-per-hour fastball.
Yeah, it's pretty good. You also have Soria, who's been a big-time closer.
Yeah.
2-1 on Cabrera. High fly ball right field. Not going to be deep enough. Orlando is under it. And Cabrera is 0 for 4 in this game. 1 gone. Well, Tiger T-shirt Fridays continue on July the 29th. The Tigers battle the Houston Astros at 7:10 p.m. Get a ticket plus a Cameron Maybin emoji T-shirt when you purchase exclusively at tigers.com/T-shirt Friday. Cameron get his T-shirt with the Astros in town. Here is Victor Martinez. 0 for 3, couple of strikeouts. That's back out of play 0-1.
Herrera said that he really enjoyed closing while Davis was on the disabled list. He said, Mario, when you're the 9th inning guy, you come into your own music and the crowd is up jumping around and cheering for you. He said when you come in the 8th, you don't come in like that.
Yeah, well, the pressure ratchets up too in the 9th.
He said, I'm kind of digging coming into the 9th inning.
You can have your own tune blaring and everything, but you better get the 3 outs. He's had dominant numbers in the major leagues. Mostly his strikeout numbers have been overpowering. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the other thing. Those 9th inning guys get paid a whole lot more than those 8th inning guys.
Yes, they do.
If you do your job the right way.
And a lot of times the 8th inning guy does a lot of the heavy lifting.
Well, for instance, here in the 8th, he's got to face Cabrera, Martinez, Castellanos.
That's right.
1-2 on Victor. Out of play. Final game in this 3-game series. Twins are coming to town next. Beginning tomorrow night, there'll be a 3-game series. Tigers then have a fairly challenging road trip coming up through Chicago and Boston.
Tigers are going to play some really good teams the second half of the year. Mets are on the schedule. You've mentioned the Astros.
Popped up shallow center. Dyson, Gordon. And Gordon makes the catch.
Got Boston coming up on the next road trip in Boston. Very hostile environment.
Here's Castellanos, who's had a nice day. Double, triple, run scored. Nick, in fact, tripled with 2 outs in the 6th and then scored on a Ventura wild pitch.
Tigers scored 2 runs this afternoon. One came on a balk with the bases loaded, and the other on a wild pitch thrown by Ventura, the starter for the Royals this afternoon.
Strike 1 on Castellanos.
Herrera just has above average stuff. Fastball gets up to 100. Good slider, good changeup. Nick sees him pretty good though.
Yeah, he's not afraid. 4 for 6. 0-2. 98. Francisco Rodriguez in the Detroit bullpen. Big game this afternoon for the Tigers against a team that they are battling with for a playoff spot, and we talk about winning series. Tigers have to start winning series. Came in 6.5 behind Cleveland.
And this is a Kansas City Royals team that has really struggled away from their own ballpark. They've only won 17 games this year on the road, and they've lost 31.
There's a ball that's hit to the gap in left center field. Dyson not going to get this one. Going to be another extra base hit for Castellanos. He is in with a 2-out double. His third extra base hit of this game.
Herrera was able to get ahead of Castellanos, no balls and 2 strikes, and he decided to throw him a curveball, which was hanging up there very nicely. And for Nicholas, and Nicholas put just a really short, quick swing on it. Not a high leg kick. He had good balance and a really good swing. And that's a triple with most outfielders in center field that don't run as well as Dyson. He was able to run that ball down and prevent it from getting to the wall.
Well, Upton has nothing to show for 3 at-bats, but he's hit the ball hard all 3 times.
It would be a thing of beauty here for Upton to somehow come up with a base hit to score the winning run here, which would put Fulmer in line to win the game.
In there, strike 0-1. Was not going to give Upton a first pitch fastball. Herrera takes over for Ventura, who went the first 7. Ooh, another dandy pitch, 0-2. Whoa, we'll take that. 2 for 3 with a homer. A little high as the fastball. Upper 90s, misses. 1-2. Collins on deck. Fouled away.
It's a nice spoil there by Jay Up. It's 99-mile-per-hour fastball on the black at the knees outside, and somehow Justin able to get a piece of it.
Michael Fulmer, terrific again today. He'll get back out of play.
It appears that he does not want to make that same mistake on a breaking ball to Justin that he made on Castellanos. All 4 pitches have been fastballs with the exception of the first pitch to Justin.
Boy, if Upton can knock this run in, it would give Fulmer a chance to grab another win here today. Not going to happen, though. A swing and a miss, and down he goes. No runs, double to stranded. 8 in the book, still tied at 2. Tigers baseball today presented by Bell Tire.
batting right in the middle of the order for the Cleveland Indians, and that is something that they had desperately needed, a middle of the order bat, somebody to help them drive in runs. Napoli has been all of that.
All side windows, pitching change. Here is Francisco Rodriguez.
Well, speaking being all of that, Rodriguez has done that himself. 25 saves this year, 27 chances, 31 strikeouts, 10 base on balls, fastball about 90 miles an hour. He also mixes in a curveball, 12-6 breaking ball, and a changeup that most times he can tell you it's coming, and most hitters still have a difficult time of barreling it up.
There's a ball outside to Alex Gordon, who leads it off. And Paulo Orlando and Chesler Cuthbert. 2 runs, 9 hits for the Tigers. 2 runs, 6 hits for the Royals. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss.
Here's that changeup at 83 miles an hour. He's got outstanding arm speed with the pitch, and that's what sells it. And he also throws it straight over the top. There's that changeup grip.
Two-one on Gordon. Single in 3 at bats. Fulmer today scattered 6 hits and allowed nothing really since the run they got in the 3rd.
4 strikeouts. He walked 1 batter today. Second time he had seen the Kansas City Royals this year.
Fulmer retired 17 of the last 19 he faced. 2-2 on Gordon. Orlando waiting on deck.
Here comes that changeup.
Bounced her to 3rd and gobbled up there on the short pick by Castellanos.
Here's the 1-800 call Sam call of the game, and Michael Fulmer was dominant again here today. Fastball got up to 98 miles an hour. His slider, as it always is a tremendous, and I mean tremendous out pitch for him. Didn't use the changeup as frequently today as he had in some of his most recent starts. It was his slider and his fastball that he used here today to, as you said, scatter 6 hits. He got a nice round of applause as he strolled off the field, 2 in the 8th.
Yeah, well deserved. Paulo Orlando. Ball 1 to Orlando. Infield single. Ground out. He is 1 for 3.
I don't know what it is, Mario, with these 2 teams, but usually when they hook up the last couple of years, they've always been really close games.
Yeah, 2 teams that have battled each other, as Orlando disagreed with that call. 1-1. Tigers have had some walk-offs against this Royals team. And it's the job of Frankie Rodriguez here to give them another shot to win it in the bottom of the 9th. Swing and a miss. 1-2. And 8 innings today is a career high for Michael Fulmer.
How about the Kansas City Royals? You went from a guy throwing 96, 97, 98 with a really good slider and a changeup to Rodriguez, a guy that does not touch 90, but also has complementary secondary pitches.
This drill to center field. Maybe it's on the run, and he'll get there. 2 gone.
Talk about a contrast in styles between Rodriguez and Michael Fulmer.
Doesn't that first game of the season seem like eons ago when Frankie blew the save in Miami?
It really does. He's been so consistent since that point.
Second in the American League with 25 saves. Now Chesler Cuthbert. RBI doubled in 3 at bats. Good pitch, 0-1.
That double that he hit down in the right field corner back in the 2nd inning came on a 96-mile-per-hour fastball thrown by Fulmer.
Cuthbert, a 7-game hitting streak. He has knocked in a couple in this series. Low and away, 2-1. Should he reach, Colon waiting on deck. Tigers in the bottom of the ninth will have the bottom three: Collins, Saltalamacchia, and Iglesias. Two and two. Soria and Davis warming.
And more than likely, if the score stays tied, it'll be Soria in the bottom half of the ninth. But if they somehow take the lead here, it'll be Wade Davis for the Kansas City Royals.
Here's the 2-2. Got him, strike three. Francisco Rodriguez, a 1-2-3 ninth inning. See if the Tigers can walk off the Royals in the bottom of the ninth. And for the Tigers tomorrow against the Minnesota Twins, it'll be Matt Boyd and Ricky Nolasco.
And Nolasco has lost 7 games this year, checks in with a 5.22 ERA, but he has presented some problems for the Tigers in the last couple of times they've seen him. It'll be Matt Boyd for Detroit, looking for his first win of the 2016 season.
Well, the Tigers trying to win this one now in the bottom of the ninth inning. 2-2 is our score. Tyler Collins will get things started here against Joakim Soria. And he'll take strike one.
Soria has all 4 pitches, even though he pitches late in the bullpen. He's got a fastball that gets up to about 93, 94. He's got a good slider, good curveball, nice changeup. Not afraid to throw his off-speed pitches in any count.
And he'll slice one just out of the reach of Escobar into left.
I'm starting to smell that walk-off you were talking about just a second ago.
Lead-off single by Collins. He's the winning run.
Pretty good pitch here by Soria. And it broke the bat of Collins, but Collins able to slice that ball right past the shortstop, Alcides Escobar.
Escobar's got the glasses on the back of his head as well.
I guess it's the new fashion statement, partner. I guess we ought to come back with something like that tomorrow.
Just like you used to wear them. Here is Saltalamacchia.
As you can imagine, Saltalamacchia has no sack bunts.
Here's the 10th hit for the Tigers here. Leadoff man on, bottom of the ninth. Salty with a walk and a couple of strikeouts in this game. Driven deep to right field, way back. Saltalamacchia, game winner. A walk-off win for the Tigers over the Royals.
What a big hit by Jared Saltalamacchia.
He absolutely crushed it and let the celebrating begin.
Oh, he murdered that ball.
Halfway up the bleachers in right, a no-doubter, and the Tigers with another walk-off against the Royals.
That is the 4th time the Tigers have walked off the Royals in the last calendar year here at Comerica Park.
How hard he hit that ball. He killed it.
But when you hit him that far, you got to go pick up the phone and you got to dial for an operator to see if you can get a long-distance call.
We don't need no bunt. Boom. Oh, man. What a feeling that has to be. And all the Royals can do is walk off the field. Soria knew it, didn't even look.
Can't get enough of this sound.
Or the swell of the crowd either.
Oh, let me hear it one more time.
Here you go. Salty walks off the Royals, and the Tigers win 2 out of 3 against KC. And the bench erupts. Well, what a win here today for the Tigers. There is nothing like the celebration at home plate on a walk-off win. And right now we send it down to Trevor Thompson with today's hero.
Saltalamacchia gets the Gatorade bath. It's kind of refreshing, and also kind of refreshing just the way you guys got this done here today to take the series.
Yeah, it was a grind. Fulmer went out there, pitched a great game. Ventura was throwing the ball well. We just kept grinding out at bats, and we were able to score the runs at the end.
Tell me about facing Ventura today. A walk and a wild pitch were the only ways you're able to score against him until you come up here in the ninth.
He was good. He really pitched tonight. He was throwing the balls in the corners, mixing his off-speed stuff in. Kept a lot of hitters off balance, but we hit some balls hard just right at him. But we grinded out at bats and got the win.
And then a big 2-run homer ends. And tell me about your at bat, what you were thinking and what you were looking for when you were up there.
Just looking for something hard. Some fastball that I can kind of hit in the corner and get TC in scoring position.
Unfortunately, Michael Fulmer does not get the win, but tell me what he was doing for you guys today, the way he was dealing here.
He was great. They were real aggressive out the box. They were swinging first pitch, and we had to mix the off-speed pitches in. His slider was working really well today. It's a good squad over there. 1 through 5, 6 is really good. We were able to keep them off the bases.
Jared, you guys come back after the All-Star game and take the first series after the break against the defending world champs. That sets you guys up with a good momentum starting the second half.
Yeah, that's huge. We needed that win. We need that series, and now we got to move forward to Minnesota.
All right, thanks for this, Jared, and congrats on a big day for you in the club.
Thank you.
All right, Mario, take it away.
All right, Trev, well, everybody got a little bit wet down there after the walk-off home run by Saltalamacchia to win it. Time to take that bath. Trev and Jared trying to dry off. Feels good. Tigers win here today. We'll be back.